Are you sure you are buying the right property? Article by Frank Sitar. So how do you really know that you are buying the right property for you? This is a question well worth asking, especially in these tough financial times. Very often I see landlords putting their property back on the market after just 1 or 2 years, and every time I ask them to explain the reason, they usually all give the same kind of answers, each in their own way of course. The answers often are, "It wasn't the right property for me. I thought I could rent it out for more and for longer. I don't like the location anymore, too busy, too far, too close, etc. It's not suitable for my lifestyle. I don't like the neighbor or neighborhood. We've just had a baby and we need something bigger quieter better facilities, etc. I cannot afford to keep it and or service it, etc." There are many reasons, and these were just some of the examples, but they are all the result of the same mistakes. The mistake is a lack of information, not just about the real estate market but also about themselves and their future goals. Thailand real estate market, Pattaya in particular, due to its high affordability and variety factor, can be alluring at times for tourists with cash in their belts. Thanks to all the creative property developers in Pattaya, we now have some cheap studios and condos for sale in Pattaya, of the most equipped condominiums in Asia. Some of the projects with their artificial waves, beaches and themed concepts resembling exotic resorts existing only in places like Dubai and Antalya. Pattaya Monopoly. To be able to purchase a poolside unit in a themed condominium complex with direct access to the pool from your living room for under $50,000 is a very exciting factor for many. Especially if the person has never been able to afford or sometimes even visit anything like this back in their own country. And to have such a big variety of exotic theme park resorts as we have in Pattaya can be very hard to resist for a well-off and or compulsive male buyer. Therefore one is only able to make the best out of this great opportunity by knowing themselves and the market they are buying in. Knowing yourself. What I mean by knowing yourself is to ask yourself some questions at the beginning of your purchase mindset. Basically you need to know what type of buyer you are. Some good questions get to know yourself better. To ask yourself are: why do I want to buy a property? Investment, holiday home, bargain price, etc. If it's an investment decision, how long is the planned investment period and why? Short-term capital gain, long-term rental yield cash flow development opportunity, etc. What are my future investment plans? If you don't have any, I suggest you start a realistic draft of your future investment goals. What are my future personal plans? Is this property going to suit all my plans for the future? Does this property project a neighborhood fit my personality profile? What is my real buying power and how do I intend to spend my money? Cash buyer, payment plan, need bank finance etc. Am I taking any financial risks by purchasing now? List all the potential risks, then rate and evaluate. Information and communication are essential in finding the right property. Perhaps you should also consider finding out the variety of ways you are able to pay for your intended purchase. Buying the right property takes many ways and skills which are not hard to learn at all. For example, if you are a cash buyer and you acquire the knowledge that the seller is willing to offer an extended finding the right real estate agent payment plan or vendor finance. If you find out this information before you start to negotiate, you can use this knowledge and your buying power to your advantage and negotiate a much lower price by offering cash. A good real estate agent should be able to acquire this sort of information for you, but you also need to be asking the right questions. It's actually your responsibility to ask as much questions as possible and at the same time provide your agent with some of the answers to the above questions so that he or she become more aligned with your future investment goals. So create yourself a checklist of what to look for and what to ask. Criteria for buying the right property. Once you have covered the above questions, you must then list your needs, wants and don't wants. Purchasing the right property that suits your personality needs is very important in the long run. If you need a big pool, don't settle for a small condominium project just because you were recommended a property at a bargain price that's hard to resist. See what's available in your price range and what features, facilities they offer. Always go for a project with the best facilities. Imagine buying a property for $50,000 and getting with it a simple backyard or maybe $1 million backyard. That's how I see the affordable themed resort style projects in Pattaya. They are very affordable to buy and they all come with $1 million plus backyard. Maybe you can get a condo with a sea view in your price range? Too often I hear buyers say, I didn't really care about having lots of facilities or a sea view, and even though it's within my price range they are not a part of my criteria. Wrong, very wrong. These factors are added values that will certainly affect your capital gain and yield return rate. A good property investor is always on the lookout for added values to the property and the local neighborhood. Add this to your property investment strategy and profit from your purchase. I hope this article has been of some value to you, and please always be on the lookout for more great property investment tips by Pattaya Property Pro. We are always looking forward to helping you in buying the right property in Pattaya. We have also listed below some great bargains in Pattaya's themed resort-style condominiums so that you can really get the feel of how easy it is to buy a property in Pattaya.